Hi, I'm Kara Carrero from AlternativeLearning.com. Before I get started, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have lots of different activities and tips and just everything from natural living to tot schooling. So go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you in my community. So now to get started, I would love to talk to you about some hacks on breastfeeding friendly clothes that won't cost you a bunch of money and they're not specialty clothes. Maybe you know some of these already, but I wanted to share them with those of you who don't because I don't like spending money. I like being frugal, but it's important for me to still be able to breastfeed. I'm going on 2.5 years of breastfeeding solid, and now I'm tandem nursing 2 children, which makes breastfeeding a little bit more tricky whenever I don't have the clothes that are appropriate. In fact, some of my clothes are stretched out because I've been tugging on them and I've been pulling on them for over 2 years now. And I realize now with baby number 2 that I really need some appropriate clothing, and I really need to get some things that I can feed 2 kids in, or I can at least feed 1 in. But I still don't like spending specialty prices. So here are some tips, tricks, and hacks to help those of you nursing mothers find some affordable ways to breastfeed. So the first one is a scarf. This is an infinity scarf, so it's one solid loop, but it also is nice and thin. Most infinity scarves are thin. This is just a nice cover if you're breastfeeding. I am not one to cover just because both my children don't like being covered, and they're not going to eat if they're covered, and they're going to throw a fit. However, if it's something I've already been wearing all day long, they're more inclined to let me put it on them. So if I know that I'm going to be in a place where the people that I'm around are maybe not as breastfeeding friendly, then I might wear a scarf. And even if it's springtime, you can pick some pretty colors and some really fine material, so it's not going to be hot, and you can just drape it on and you can wear it all day long, and then it can kind of become a cover in those situations where maybe you're not around people that are extremely breastfeeding supportive. So that's the first one. The second one would be to, same kind of thing, you want to wear a cardigan. And I like wearing just thin ones because even in the wintertime, I like to put a coat on. But in the springtime or the summertime, I don't want to be hot, especially not if I'm feeding. So a nice cardigan is also a great choice for you. The third one is get creative with your clothing. So if you look at this shirt, you may not think anything about it. It's like, oh, well, that's a nice shirt. I don't assume that the person is breastfeeding in that shirt. But then also, you would never know that this is actually on backwards. Here is another one that is very similar, except it's long sleeves. But this is from Express. So I love shopping at Express because I like their clothes. But the other thing is that I like shopping clearance. So if I can find a company that has clothing on clearance, I'm always going to shop their racks. And I always look for clothes that have a zipper down the front because I'm not going to be tugging. So if I'm breastfeeding, I'm not going to be tugging on my shirt. I'm not going to be stretching them out. It's great finding stretchy shirts because I do that all the time. But even the stretchiest shirts after 2 years are saggy and they don't look attractive. So what you should do is you should look for shirts that have a zipper on them. It doesn't matter if it's on the front or the back. And then what you can do is you'll notice that this is about the same distance on the body, on the front and the back. And so whenever I wear it, if I'm not going to be breastfeeding, I can wear it like it's supposed to be worn. But if I am breastfeeding, which is 99.9% of the time, then I can actually wear it backwards, and I have a great option to breastfeed, and I'm not going to be destroying my clothing. So that's one of my favorite hacks, and I absolutely adore clothes that have zippers on the front because I can also find dresses that way. And I can't tell you how many times I've worn dresses in the last 2 years because I've been breastfeeding and I haven't been able to wear them. So I've probably only worn a dress about 5 times in the past 2 years. But since I discovered that I can try to look for dresses that have zippers in the front or zippers in the back where they still look right whenever I put them on backwards, it's golden. And then my final tip is you don't have to have expensive camisoles, nursing bras, or anything like that. You can actually wear sports bras. Just a regular sports bra is going to do the trick. And you can wear underneath things just like this. If I wanted to, then I can unzip it. I don't normally show that much cleavage, so I'm going to zip that right back up. But if you get the right ones, then they will cover exactly how they're supposed to cover, and you can wear them underneath shirts and they still look like a camisole. They stretch and pull down, and sports bras, because of their material, is not going to sag over time. So I still wear sports bras that I had in high school and that I had in college, and they still look as good as new, and I've been using them for that long, including breastfeeding, and that's just one of the best things that has ever come my way. I mean, you can spend $5-10 on a great sports bra and it'll last you forever, whereas if you are going to buy a really great nursing bra, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, and really, in my opinion, I don't like them as much. So don't spend a bunch of money. Use these tips, tricks, and hacks, and you can nurse forever in them and still have a great wardrobe. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I would love to hear from you. So until next time, see you later.